Will Allah hold us to account if we choose an opinion which was wrong? I.e., for example, if someone follows the opinion that divorce on menses is not counted. So it's a very, really interesting principle which we should all keep in mind, which is the hadith about the reward of the mujtahid, the scholar who tries their best. That if they get it right, they get 2 rewards. And if they get it right, if they get it wrong, they get 1 reward. So I'm gonna write this one down for you because it's an important principle. So we have the mujtahid. That is the scholar who tries their best. And we should even say, to be really clear, we should absolutely say the qualified scholar who tries their best, as in qualified to try. Some people are not qualified to try, so they're not from this. Either one of 2 things happen. Either they get it right or they get it wrong. If they get it right, they get 2 rewards. And if they get it wrong, they get 1 reward. But this doesn't apply to the people who follow them. The people who follow them, that is the follower, if the sheikh is wrong, so if the sheikh was wrong, then for the follower, the issue is like this. Either the follower is clear that the sheikh was wrong, or the follower, it's not clear to them. If it's clear that the sheikh was wrong, they must leave that opinion. Obligatory. They must leave that opinion. If it's not clear to them, then they are like the one who eats the flesh of a dead animal. Out of necessity. So let's explain this. The mujtahid, who is the qualified scholar who tries their best, either they are right or either they're wrong. If they're right, they get 2 rewards. If they're wrong, they get 1 reward. The follower, if it's clear to them that the sheikh was wrong, they must, wujuban, bil ijma', by consensus, they must leave that opinion. And they get no rewards if they remain on that opinion. If it's not clear to them, then they are like the one who eats the flesh of a dead animal out of necessity. What they're doing is not good, but it's the best they can do in the situation. Like someone who is dying and the only food they can find is the food from the rubbish, from the garbage. And that they eat it because there is no other way to survive. That's the example. So clearly, you don't want to be like that. You want to be someone who tries to get knowledge, tries to get that clarity, tries to follow the best thing. So you don't end up being like that person who is akilul maita, who is eating the meat of the dead animal just because they have no choice, because they just don't have the knowledge to do anything else. Now, how should a layman rectify differences in fiqh, especially in matters of ijtihad? I think, as we said, I think this is kind of clear. This diagram kind of answers that question. But all I would just add to it is that there is someone in between. There is someone who is in between. There's someone who is in between here, who is neither the mujtahid nor are they the follower. But they are a person who is how can we describe them in an easy way in English? So it's a mujtahid and a muqallid, and you would call the person in the middle is, you could say that they are, let's talk about a student. It's not quite the right word, but a student of knowledge who is between these two. They haven't reached the level of the mujtahid, but they are beyond the level of the follower. And sometimes we call them a murajjih. He's someone who is able to judge or gets knowledge to be able to try to understand what's right and wrong. But as for the follower, how should they deal with it if they are a follower and they haven't reached that level, they're not able to evaluate? Then the best thing that they can do to get the reward, is to do two things. Number one, to look for the most qualified person they have access to. And number two, to always seek the truth. And that's the only way that they can be rewarded, is to look for the most qualified person. Now, the best person you can ask. As best I can ask, I will ask them. And always seek the truth. Always have that mentality that the truth is what matters to me, not my sheikh, not my imam, and so on.